Welcome to the Whiskey Edition. My name is Rob, and tonight we're going to have an Easter extravaganza. And if it looks like my voice is a little off from what is going on screen, that is because Ding Dong here forgot to start the recording on the main camera and turn on the microphone on the secondary camera. So 2 cameras and I still screwed it up. So what we have is what the Easter Bunny left us, and we'll go through the whole basket in silence, but that's okay. It'll just be a little bit, off. Actually, maybe we'll do it. Oh yeah, that one was vodka. You know what Fred thinks about vodka? Ugh. Into the trash it goes. Next, what was this one? Ooh, a sample. And some chocolates. Very nice of the Easter Bunny to leave those for me. What's this one? Chocolates? I think so. And another sample. What's this one? More chocolate. And I think that's a fireball. And a sound effect for the shelf turds for Dave and Kira. Oh, the blue one, another sample. I see a theme here. I feel like Sam Crack, if I didn't say that earlier with the voiceover. What's this? This is tequila. I don't drink a lot of tequila, but it's always good to have a onesie laying around of it. Later, I call that vodka too, because all clear liquid is vodka. That goes into the pile. A Lindt chocolate bunny. Those are very yummy. And the special egg, the unicorn, that you can't see. Jack Daniels single barrel proof rye. Single barrel proof rye. Weighing it at about 138.6 proof. There it is. So I'm saying something. Forgot what I was saying, but I think we see a theme here, and we're going to do a little bit of a taste off. So, I've got the glasses all lined out already, hopefully in the right order for which the samples I have are labeled the same as on the bottom. We'll find out after we get the barrel proof open and get it poured in, and we'll notice something right off the bat from the other 3. One, it's a very healthy sample, 2 ounces. The Easter Bunny was a little chintzy with her samples, so I'll have a little bit left over for another time. Then making sure I get the letter in the right one. A, B, D, D, A, B, C, I think. That's how I did that. You can see right off how much lighter the others are than the single barrel proof, which makes it a little tough to blind because you can pretty much obviously figure out what's what. So it's really blinding the other 3 together, not knowing exactly which those are, to the Jack Daniels. So we're going to do the left to right, right to left, get those out of the way so I can mix them up. Here I'm showing you that their color is quite a bit different because it's not obvious at long distance. Get those out of the way and get these mixed up real quick. Eyes closed. Let's get that sped up. Nobody needs to see all that. Just start the tasting. Now, as I've said before, Jason C. at the Mash and Drum is much better at the notes and the story and the history of every one of these that is likely in the flight. I would go to his channel to get any of the history on those, along with Bourbon Santa. He has good notes, as does Matt at ADHD Whiskey. Even the Shelf Turds come up, and the Bourbon Junkies come up with some good notes on what they're drinking. Me, I'm just in it so I can wear a fancy pastel suit on Easter. Getting towards the end here, I sped it up because nobody needs to hear me anyway, so that was probably going to happen. But now I've discovered how to do voiceover, so that's a good thing. Here I've got them kind of ranked already, get them all lined up the way I want them. EHTBiB day. C, A. Man, I always jack this up. Double jacked. So, triple, quadruple technical difficulties. Suffice to say, the Jack Daniels single barrel, barrel-proof rye, these were all ryes. You missed that in the video because there was no sound. Single barrel, barrel-proof rye was the better tasting of all of them. Had more mouth coating, better, it was more palatable, and it had quite the kick on the finish, so definitely much better than the other three. This one, A. Michter's single barrel rye. C. E.H. Taylor bottled and bond rye. And the Willett was last. So, what do we think about all these? I'm kind of a Michter's guy. I didn't know this glass was the Michter's glass when we were going through them. It is the lowest proof of the three, which is odd because the Jack Daniels is the mega proofer of all three of them at 134.6. So this one was 84.8, so that could be considered pretty low. Bottle and bond is 100. The Willett 111.8 proof. So the highest proof, this one, I know I said something that nobody can hear, was kind of odd on the finish. That's what put me off a little bit on this one that I've got a full bottle of. It was just not as good as these three and so forth. So it lined out pretty well on the increasing proof, but this big boy here from my friend down in Vegas. The story behind this is I was out shopping, we were texting. I said, hey, there's two Stag 15s here. He said, if you buy me one, I'll bring you the money and a sample if I have something. And I go, well, if you have a sample of this, I'd like to try it before I buy a whole bottle and not like it. But if I can find a bottle, that would be great. Here in the Pacific Northwest, I've seen it at about $400 on the shelf. And down in Vegas, I saw it at a couple places for about $180. So expensive stuff. I was really happy just to get the sample from them. That was really nice of them. These are pretty ubiquitous here. Some may say they're challenging to get. This one's easily found on the shelf. The straight rye is a little bit more challenging, I think, to find. Weighs in at up here about 120, 130 bucks. These weigh in at about, well, we have ginormous taxes, so I think I've got the price. I don't know where I did. I had the price on the bottom, but so this is probably about 80. This is 120-ish, maybe more. And this guy, 75 plus tax, is where did I get this guy? I don't know where I got it, but I mean, they're all not bad. I tend to drink on the rocks, so straight's a little bit of a kick for me, but yeah, they're all pretty good. And so get these out of the way. But there, you know, like I always say, and you didn't hear me say this, if you really want to know what's going on with whiskeys, go to the Mash and Drum, go to Bourbon Santa. He's got some good stuff. Of course, ADHD Whiskey is always giving off good notes on what you're drinking, and many of the other channels who actually know what they're doing. I thought this would be a fun Easter project, and it turned out to be a total freaking disaster. If you missed it, one of the eggs had vodka in it, so that's going into the bag. One of the eggs, this one was for Dave and Kira. This one's for Dave and Kira. That too, at the shelf turds. And the vodka for Fred Minnick. Thanks for stopping by. Like I always say, always pour an extra glass because you never know when somebody's going to stop by. And hopefully here in a few months, more people will be stopping by because we'll be out of this big freaking mess. And not just the mess that I've created here. Have a nice night. And go Zags. The big reveal that I totally boned was this egg, because I showed it here, not here. I showed it here. The unicorn egg out of all of these contained the Jack Daniels barrel proof single barrel rye. God, so much planning down the drain. Anyway.